Every hole starts on the tee box, and the first thing you do on the tee box is you tee the golf ball up. But the question is how high should you tee the ball up when you're not hitting a driver? Well, you've come to the right place, because today we're going to talk about the proper tee height and ball position for a fairway wood off a tee, a hybrid off a tee, and also an iron off the tee. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Kolb, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV and the Sanford Power Golf Academy. And we have a lot of videos, and there's a lot of good information out there when it comes to how high you should tee the golf ball up when you're hitting a driver. And basically, you want about half the ball above the top of the club head. But not every hole you're hitting a driver. All right, some of them you're hitting a different club. So let's dive right in here. Let's talk about a fairway wood. So I've got my fairway wood right here. And you know, I might be using this off a tee on maybe a shorter par 4. Okay, maybe I need to hit a draw and I can find that I can draw my 3-wood a little bit easier than my driver. Maybe you're a short hitter and you're hitting it on a par 3. So let's talk about that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I tee the ball up so that it's just barely above the top of the grass. So when I put the tee down here, I'm going to tee it up so all of the ball, okay, is sitting just above the grass. So when I set this club down here, all right, the top of the golf ball, all right, the top of the golf ball is pretty equal to the top of the club head. That's a good reference point. You can see it's just a tad bit higher, but you get the idea, right? Now, why is that important? Well, because with a fairway wood, okay, it's more of a sweeping type motion, all right? And if I had it teed up really high, like a driver, I'd go right underneath it. If I had it teed down too low, I might kind of catch the top of it. So you want to tee it up so about the top of the club right here is just equal or pretty close to the top of the golf ball. Now the other thing that's important here is ball position. And that's where I like to use my Reimer short game trainer here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the slider up here, because I'm going to move the slider where I want that ball to be equal, which is pretty much right between the 4 and the 5. Now that ball position is going to be just a little bit forward of center. So I get this set in here. I've got the ball straight out from the pointer right there. I also like the Reimer because it helps me make sure I got my feet and my shoulders nice and square. Let me go ahead and just hit a shot here. Okay. Now you'll notice a couple things. Number one is the tee still there. I like that. Okay, the tee's still on the ground. Not going to always happen. Depends a little bit of kind of the surface. But that tells me that I went and I've kind of swept through it. I didn't hit down on it. I didn't hit up on it because I hit it pretty solid. I didn't top it, but I didn't hit down on it. So the tee basically stayed there. So when you're hitting a fairway wood, tee it up so that just the top part of the club and the ball are about equal and you got the ball a little bit forward. Now, let's talk about a hybrid, because these hybrids are great clubs. All right, matter of fact, I've got the Teton hybrid right here. This is more of like it's like a hybrid with driver distance, and we've done some different videos on that. I love this club off the tee when I need some distance, but I also need to hit it straight. But let's talk about that versus the fairway wood. So first thing is I'm gonna tee it down just a little bit more, all right? So I'm moving this down just a tad, and we're talking here, we're talking just a fraction. We're talking fractions of an inch, all right? And I'm also gonna move that ball back just slightly. So I'm gonna slide the Reimer back just a little bit there. There we go, good. So now I'm not in between the 4 and 5. I'm just pretty much right off the 4. All right, and what you're gonna notice now here is notice how the ball, let me move this tee out of the way for you, that the ball, okay, the top of the ball is a little bit below the top of the club head, right? You can see that there, right? So here's the top of the ball. It's just ever so slightly below the top of the club head. Now, in fairness, some of this has to do with the design and the depth of the particular hybrid you're using, but you kind of get the idea. So I've moved the ball back just slightly compared to where my fairway wood was. I've teed it down just a little bit. There we go. Felt really nice and solid. So that's a little bit on the fairway wood and the hybrid. Now, hey, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Join the family here at US Golf TV. Man, we're growing like crazy right now. And also check out our website at usgolftv.com. We're doing some different types of content there that's helping golfers all over. And I love hearing from you. I love the comments. And that's where we get our ideas. So please put some ideas in there and what you'd like us to cover. Now, irons. I got a 6-iron right here. Let's talk about that. How high should we tee the ball up with a 6-iron? Well, we know this. With these clubs, they're designed to take a little bit of a divot, right? You remember with the fairway wood, we kind of had the tee just stay right there. It didn't move at all, right? What's going to be different with an iron is we want a little bit of a descending blow. So let me go ahead and tee it up. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push this thing almost all the way down into the ground. Okay, so now the ball is sitting almost flush with the ground. And I'm going to also move the ball back a little bit more on my stance. I'm adjusting the rimer there. Okay, so now the ball is back just a little bit. All right, remember I had my fairway wood was a little bit more up in here, and then I had my hybrid. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit one here with the iron. I've got the ball back just a little bit compared to the other couple clubs. There we go. And I took just a little bit of a divot, and you notice the tee kind of flew and went forward. All right, so when we're hitting shots and we're on the tee box, you're going to tee the ball up a different height. There's going to be a different ball position. So fairway woods, all right, you're going to move it a little bit forward. It's going to be just a little bit higher and off the ground. You get into your hybrids, once again, you move it back a little bit, tee it a little bit lower, all the way to your irons, where it's the furthest back and it's teed all the way down. You can hopefully hit that ball in a little bit of a descending motion. When you do this on the golf course, hopefully you're going to see better shots off the tee box.